On Wednesday, High Court Justice Tawanda Hondora delivered a pivotal ruling in the United Democratic Party's internal conflict involving Tracy Panton, Moses Shineborough, and others. The 37-page judgment declared Panton's expulsion from the UDP unlawful and stated that the October 20th convention she led was not an official UDP national convention. Today, Panton responded to the ruling, marking a significant moment in the ongoing leadership struggle within the UDP.
It leaves the party having to make a determination on a way forward, not post-October 20th though, post-March the 12th. And we all know how March the 12th played out. The former party leader of the United Democratic Party lost his seat, and what the constitution of this party dictates is if you lose your seat, you cannot serve in the capacity of party leader.
Justice Tawanda Hondora has ruled that Tracy Panton's expulsion from the UDP breached several articles of the party's constitution. The judgment highlighted that no evidence was presented to show that the Central Executive Committee investigated. Additionally, Panton was expelled without a hearing, and the decision was made by individuals with apparent grievances against her. However, Justice Hondora stopped short of declaring that Panton is or remains a member of the UDP.
If it was not valid, I was not expelled, I was not constructively resigned, I am a member of the party. I ran under the UDP umbrella. I won under the UDP umbrella. I have been appointed as leader of the opposition under UDP umbrella. I think you have the answer. It is not for any court to step within a membership organization, a political organization, and tell the membership how it ought to conduct its affairs. And I think he also made that very explicitly clear in his judgment.
In an interesting turn of events, Justice Hondora has essentially ruled against the expulsion of several key party members. Attorney Sheena Pitts announced that the ruling not only affects Panton, but also nullifies the expulsion of Beverly Williams, Patrick Faber, and John Saldivar.
When the claim was filed, Honorable Panton counterclaimed. And in her counterclaim, other parties were sought to be added in the form of Honorable Faber, Mr. Saldivar, and Miss Beverly Williams. And so the expulsion point in the counterclaim covered all such members who were sought to be expelled. And what happened in the case is that the judge said at this juncture, and to save costs, we will not add the other parties, but we can address the expulsion point as a preliminary issue, and we will deal with it in turn, address it for Honorable Panton, and the ramifications of addressing it with Honorable Panton applies to those other persons.
Justice Hondora has declared the October 20th meeting invalid, stating it did not adhere to the UDP Constitution's guidelines for national conventions. According to Hondora, the legitimate national convention must be organized and held by the Central Executive Committee. However, this meeting was orchestrated by Panton and her supporters. Furthermore, Hondora emphasized that the UDP Constitution grants the National Party Council the exclusive authority to set the date for a national convention, which must be chaired by the Council's chairperson. This ruling raises questions about the legitimacy of the decisions made during the controversial meeting.
We felt compelled. The decision makers of this party were clamoring. The situation was completely untenable. And so we took action. We made, and we respect that, procedural missteps. I can assure you that will not happen in the future.
Pitts has conceded that her appointment as interim chair of the UDP made on October 20th is invalid. This acknowledgement follows Justice Hondora's ruling, which found the appointment did not comply with the party's constitutional requirements.
The appointment for me as interim chair cannot hold. I am not the chair, and especially backed up by the judgment. I am not the chair. But we knew that since general elections, because those interim appointments only lasted as long as general elections. So the general elections were definitive in that it is the Great Reset.
Reporting for News 5, I am Paul Lopez.